5 things that prevent women from orgasming. Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be talking about some common things that can get in the way and prevent women from orgasming. Some of them you may be aware of already, and some of them you may not be. But before we do that, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Doing so really does help the channel. This type of content is massively suppressed here on YouTube. And so when you like a video, when you subscribe to the channel, when you share the videos that you found helpful, it helps override that algorithm censorship. Hey everybody, I am Kevin Anthony and I am a certified sexologist and host of the Love Lab podcast. And for over a decade, I have been helping men, women, and couples identify the patterns and behaviors that are sabotaging their relationship and sex life. I have the unique ability to see the patterns that you can't see. So when you need help identifying the patterns and behaviors that are preventing you from having the relationship that you really want, that you know is possible, I can help you have the relationship of your dreams and the best sex of your life. All right, here we go with number 1. Not getting the sex that she wants and or needs. This is a really big one. I talk about this a lot in videos and in podcasts and interviews that I do. There is a thing called the orgasm gap. And what we're talking about when we talk about the orgasm gap is simply this. The average man lasts about 5 to 7 minutes before he ejaculates, but the average woman takes 25 to 30 minutes or possibly even longer to have an orgasm. So the problem is that most men are done and ready to go watch the game, roll over and go to sleep, whatever it is, and she's not even warmed up yet. She's not getting anywhere close to her orgasm. So that type of sort of regular, quote unquote, normal sex, normal only because that's how most people do it, is really getting in the way and preventing women from being able to achieve the orgasms that they want and they deserve. So of course, women try to find ways around that. They'll incorporate vibrators into the mix and they'll rush towards a clitoral orgasm just to try to get some sort of satisfaction out of it. But the reality is what you really need to do is change the type of sex you're having. You need to have deeply connected, loving sex that lasts for at least that 25 to 30 minutes. You need to have proper warm-up, proper foreplay, all of those things. And so, if you can shift the way you're having sex, you will likely get a whole lot closer to having regular, consistent orgasms. Number 2, hormone imbalances. This is another one that can really get in the way, especially as you age and you are going through perimenopause and hormones are getting a little wonky. It can really affect your desire. And it can affect the way that you have sex because, sex can potentially be painful. Maybe there's a lack of lubrication. Maybe there are certain spots inside your vagina that just don't feel good to be, touched anymore. But there are solutions for those things. So, if that's what's going on, if you have a desire to have sex and if the sex you're getting is, adequate, but you still you want to do it and you're trying, but it's just not working because something doesn't feel right down there, find a good integrative doctor who understands these things and see what is possible. There may be some relatively simple solutions to solve those problems. Number 3 is health challenges. There are a lot of things that can potentially be going on here in our bodies that can really one, take away the desire, but also prevent us from being able to orgasm. So this is somewhat related to hormone imbalances. Hormone imbalances is really one specific, health related challenge, but there are others that you could potentially be experiencing as well. And you may not even necessarily be aware that it is a health challenge that is getting in the way of your orgasm. So if you haven't seen your doctor regularly, if you haven't gotten the all clear and had a good checkup, then do that. If you're saying, man, I'm trying everything and I'm doing all the things that I used to do, and for some reason I just can't get there anymore, it may be time to check in and make sure that everything's working physically the way that it should. Number 4, relationship issues, feeling disconnected, and resentment. I kind of just lumped all those into one because really it's relationship issues, right? There is a reality that sex is not just a physical thing, right? It's very much mental too. As Celine used to say, our mind is our biggest sex organ. Because so much of our desire and our turn on comes from our mind. And so if you've got relationship issues in the way, if you still haven't recovered from that last fight, if you're feeling disconnected because you haven't been taking the time to nurture your connection with your partner, if you've got resentment that has built up over years, all those little things that, weren't a problem in the beginning, but over time they just kept building and building and building. That kind of stuff can really get in the way. Your head can just get in the way. Even if you start to get close, one, thought or image pops into your mind that it, brings up some sort of resentment, and boom, there goes your orgasm. So you really have to work on, healing that stuff. Any sort of lingering relationship issues or resentments, you need to work on resolving them, moving past them, letting them go, because otherwise they're just going to keep getting in the way. And lastly, number 5, age-related changes. I kind of talked about this a little bit with the health challenges, but health challenges can happen at any age that can get in the way. And then, of course, there are age-related challenges that can occur as well. Things like, not lubricating as much as you used to, thinning of the wall of the vagina. There can be other ones as well that can just, make sex maybe feel less enjoyable. It can even potentially be painful. Again, as I've mentioned before in this video and in other videos, there are possible solutions. There are things that can be done and things that are actually good for your body, like healthy. Obviously, there are some, things out there that, people tout as here's the miracle, cream or thing that may not really be particularly healthy for you, for, your vagina, for your vaginal flora. But there are other things out there that can really help with some of those age-related issues. You're not resigned to, well, this is just the way it is for the rest of my life. So if you're curious what those are, I would suggest seeking out somebody who really understands that, a good holistic doctor or a naturopath or somebody who specializes in this type of thing, who can really help you get that back on track. So there you go. Those are 5 things that often prevent women from having orgasms. I mean, look, orgasms are amazing. They're great. You want more of them. If any of these things are in the way, there are solutions. So don't hesitate. Go out there and figure out how to solve your problem. And as always, if you are looking for more of my work, please go to my website at kevinanthonycoaching.com/link in bio. That is my link tree, where you can find links to pretty much everything I'm doing, from my podcast to this YouTube channel to products that I sell, my coaching programs, blog articles, and more. It is all right there.